Hi guys, my name is Eunyfred and thank you for clicking on this video. So today I'll be showing you how to make this mock neck crop top with detailed designs of crisscross at both sides. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe and enjoy this video. For this project we'll be needing a tape measure, darning needle to weave in our ends, safety pins as a stitch marker, a pair of scissors, 100% acrylic yarn and a 3mm crochet hook. You can use any yarn of your choice with its recommended hook size. So let's get into the video. So to start, we're going to make a slip knot and we're going to chain 80 for a size small. For other sizes, just measure your waist size and then divide it by 2 and chain a long chain to fit that measurement. So for size small, you're going to be chaining 80 and I'll meet you when you have your 80 chains. So I have my 80 chains ready, and then after you have your 80 chains or your number of chains, just block off the last chain and add an additional 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3, and into the chain you blocked off, which is also the 4th chain from the hook, we're going to go in there with a double crochet. So for a double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, pull through 2 and pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, pull through 2 and pull through 2. That's for a double crochet. So you're going to go all down with a double crochet. So we'll be working with double crochets for this project. Go ahead and make double crochets all the way down, and I'll meet you when you're done with yours. So I'm done with my long row of double crochet, and for row 2 we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn our work, and into the second stitch we place a double crochet. Because you are counting out chain 3 as a double crochet, you're not going to go into the first stitch, but you're going to go into the second stitch. So just go in there with a double crochet and continue to double crochet again all the way down. So go ahead and double crochet all the way down, and I'll meet you at the end of row 2. So I'm at the end of row 2, and after you're done with row 2, you chain 3, you turn your work, and you repeat row 2 again. So you repeat row 2 till you have 10 rows in total. So I'm on the 3rd row, and you repeat this till you have 10 rows in total. I'll show you how to end your work one last time. So I'll meet at the end of row 3. I'm at the end of row 3. So into the chain 3, you have to insert another double crochet in there, because we count it as our chain 3. Because we count it as a double crochet, you chain your 3, then you continue again. So I'll meet you when you have 10 rows in total. So I'm back and I have 10 rows in total. So I have 10 rows in total, and this is the measurement. Almost 4 inches. I wanted it to be 3.5 inch, but this is still okay. So now we move on to the next row, which is row 11. So for row 11, you chain 3, you turn your work, and now you're going to start decreasing. So when you turn your work, you're going to start decreasing immediately. So you yarn over, insert your hook. You insert your hook in here into the second stitch again. We are still not going to go into the first stitch. So into the second stitch, you insert your hook, pull to make sure you have 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull to make sure you have 4 loops on the hook, and pull through all 4 loops. So that's how we are going to decrease. So After you decrease, you're going to double crochet so you get to the end of row 11 where we will decrease again. So go ahead and decrease till you get to the end of row 11 where you have 2 stitches left. So I'm at the end of row 11 and I have 2 stitches left, so I'm going to decrease. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull 2, pull 2, 2, measure out 2 loops, insert your hook into the next stitch, which is our chain 3, and pull through all 3 loops, chain 3, turn your work and decrease immediately again. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull 2, measure out 2 loops on your hook, insert your hook into the next stitch and pull 2. Okay, and pull through all 4 loops and continue to double crochet. So I'll show you how to decrease for the last time at the end of row 12. So go ahead and double crochet till you get to the end of row 12, then we decrease together. So I'm at the end of row 12 and I'm left with 2 stitches because at the beginning we decreased right away, so everything is 1 stitch. So I don't know if you get what I mean. At the beginning we decreased right away, so it looks like we attached 3 stitches together. That's what I'm trying to say. So you're going to decrease again because this is it. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull through 2, measure out 2 loops and insert your hook into the decrease space, pull through and pull through all 4 loops and you chain 3. This is what I mean that we decreased immediately. So this is what I mean. So for the decrease rows, we are going to make 18 decrease rows at the beginning and the end of each row. So go ahead and make 18 decrease rows and you should have 28 rows in total, including the 10 rows you already did at the beginning. So I'll meet you when you have 28 rows in total. Okay, so one last thing, I'm sure you noticed when I changed my 3 and I was decreasing 1, I decreased like this, and for another row actually skipped the first stitch and entered the second stitch and decreased like this. I keep on alternating between the two, but then the right thing is because you are decreasing, all the stitches have become 1, so you go into the first one and decrease. So for most of my decrease rows, that's what I did. So I hope I didn't confuse you and I clarified that. So go ahead and then make 18 rows and 28 rows in total. So I'll show you how to end this row again. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to decrease again just to make everything clear. So that's how you decrease. You chain your 3, turn your work. And what I was trying to say is now all the stitches are together, so there's no need to skip the first stitch, counting it as a chain 1, counting your chain 3 as a chain as a double crochet and going into the next stitch. See, it is a hole. So because you've decreased, just go ahead and do this. This is what I do, and it doesn't make that much difference. So if you skipped yours, please let me know in the comment section and tell me how it turned out. And please no one should come and attack me. I'm a self-taught crocheter, so I think this is pretty cool. And so the only time I skipped once, or you should skip once, is at the beginning, when at the row 11, where you decrease for the first time. That's the only time you should skip. Even though I think along the line I skipped once, but after that I've not skipped again, and I don't think I'll be skipping again. So I hope that's clear and I didn't confuse anyone. So again, I'll meet you at the end of 28 rows. By skip, I mean like when you start your row normally, and I told you that this chain counts as a double crochet, so go into the next stitch. That's what I mean by skip, not really as in skip a stitch. I'm back and I have 28 rows in total, and at this point we are going to stop decreasing. So for row 29, chain 3, turn your work, and into the first stitch you make double crochet, and you double crochet along all the way to the end of this row without decreasing or increasing, and repeat this for 6 rows, making it 34 rows in total. So go ahead and then double crochet normally for row 29 to 34 without decreasing. So I'm at the end of row 29. So I'm at the end of row 29 and chain 3, turn your work, and you start double crocheting like what you did at the beginning. So we are going to count our chain 3 as a double crochet. So not into here but into here, and go in with the double crochet, and go ahead and repeat this so you get to row 34. So I'm at the end of row 34, making this row 6 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, so I finished my 34 rows, and we are going to do something different. So I went ahead and marked my top. So for this part, it's about 8 inches, and 2 inches on the sides are marked. So 2 inches here and then 2 inches here. So I counted 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on the 11th stitch, I placed a stitch marker. And for this side, I did the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on the 11th stitch, I placed a stitch marker. So for row 35, I believe, you start off by chaining 3 as usual. Then we are going to go in with our double crochet. So I have, let me see, I have 10 stitches of double crochet. Then you move your stitch marker, and for the 11th stitch we are going to go in with a half double crochet. So for a half double crochet, yarn over. When I set your hook, pull 2, make sure you have 3 loops on your hook, and pull 2 or 3 loops, and place your stitch marker back. And for this whole area, till we get to the next stitch marker. We are going to go in with single crochets. So for a single crochet, insert your hook, pull through and pull through all 2 loops. So for this whole area to the stitch marker, we are going to insert single crochets. So go ahead and insert single crochets, and I'll meet you when you get to your second stitch marker. So I'm at where I place my second stitch marker, and I'm going to go in there with a half double crochet as well. So yarn over and pull 2 or 3 loops. Then you place your stitch marker back and continue all down with a double crochet. So that was row 35, and we're going to repeat this for the second time for row 36. So you chain 3 and insert your double crochets. Insert your double crochets at the double crochet spaces. And I forgot to mention, this side measures 2 inches and this side measures 2 inches. So that means the middle will be equal to 4 inches. So making it 8 inches in total. Alright. So just go in there with your double crochet. And where you place your half double crochet, you're going to place another half double crochet. That's where the stitch marker was. Okay, so put your stitch marker back and go into the rest of the spaces with a single crochet. So you got into the second stitch marker, move it, go into that same space with a half double crochet, place your stitch marker back, and go all down with a double crochet. So I meet you when you're at the end of this row. So I'm at the end of this row, chain 3. I'm going to do something different again. So you start with your normal double crochets, your 10 double crochet stitches. So I have 3, 1, 2, 3. So I have my 10 stitches, and we actually don't need a stitch marker again, so I remove the chain 3, turn your work and go back down with a double crochet. So we are going to do this for the last time. So after you're done, chain 1 and cut off your yarn. So you have 3 rows of this, 1, 2, 3, and you do the same thing for this side. So I'm done. This is what I have. So you're going to rewind the video. Go ahead and rewind the video and then repeat the same process and make a second piece. So you have 2 pieces. So this is what it should look like. So after you have your 2 pieces, you're going to be joining with a slip stitch, with a single crochet, sorry. You can join with a slip stitch or a single crochet. It totally depends on you. So make sure the tops are even when you lay them against each other. It doesn't matter which one is your front or back panel because they're all the same for now. It doesn't matter, but I wanted to weave this in, so I made sure this side is here. So you grab your hook and you join the top together like this. Insert your hook into the first stitch and insert your hook into the first stitch over here, the very first stitch, and join with a single crochet, and continue to join each stitch with a single crochet. So I'm done with my single crochet, and I want to cut off my yarn and attach it here. So I'm going to go all the way back down with a slip stitch. This is optional. I can just cut off your yarn and reattach it, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to slip stitch. So slip stitch is basically inserting your hook and pulling through the loop you already have. So yeah. So I'm going to leave this here and take an excess piece of yarn. I already have an excess piece of yarn, so that is what I'm going to use to attach this side together. So I'm just going to look for the edge and attach this side. So I'm going to join the sides and attach it off camera, so I'm sure you get how to attach your yarn already. For this, I'm going to make a knot. Everybody and how they reattach their yarn. So if you are reattaching yours and you feel comfortable, if you are reattaching yours and you feel comfortable with yours, just go ahead and use that same method. So as usual, I'm going to weave in these ends. And this one is also an excess yarn, which I'll bring here like this, from here to here. And just submit when you're done joining this side. So I'm done attaching this side, and I'll weave in the excess yarn as I go along. So just turn your work. Just turn your work, and I'm going to pass my yarn too. So Now after you turn your work, we're going to insert single crochets all around at the neck area. So this is a double crochet, so we are going to insert 2 single crochets into the space, into this big space. So 1 and 2. So go ahead and go all around with single crochets, and when you get to the side, just insert single crochets in each space. So I'm using, we are done inserting single crochets all around. So I'm done going all around with single crochets, and I'm going to join with a slip stitch. Now you chain up 3, and into each single crochet you make a double crochet. So go ahead and go all around with a double crochet, and I'll meet you when you get to the end. So I'm done going around with the double crochet, and this is what we have so far. So I'm going to join with a slip stitch. I joined with the chain 3, and you chain up 3 again, and we're going to be doing something different. So we're going to be doing a front post, back post, double crochet. So for a front post double crochet, yarn over, insert your through the stitch like so in the front, insert your hook and complete a double crochet. So you pull through 2 and pull through another 2. That's for a front post. And for a back post, you yarn over, insert your hook into a stitch back from the back. So you turn your work and insert your hook from the back, pull through 2 and pull through 2, and then you alternate. So now you're going into a front, so you're going to be doing a front post now, then a back post, front post, then a back post. So we are going to be alternating between a front post and a back post double crochet. So go ahead and insert front post, back post, and double crochet all around, and I'll meet you when you're done. So I'm done with my front post, back post, and into the chain 3 we join with a slip stitch, chain up 3 again, and we are going to be making a front. This is what it looks like, and we are going to be making front post, back. We are going to be making another front post, back post double crochet. So yarn over into the first stitch where we did a front post. We are going to go in there with another front post, and when we went into with the back post, we are going to go in there with the back post. So we are just going to alternate between that again. So I'll be doing this row, and I'll add the last row. I don't know how many rows I'll do, but I'll let you know how many I did. So go ahead and repeat. It's basically the same thing, or go ahead and repeat till you get your desired length, depending on how long you want your neck to be. So I'll see you when I'm done, and I'll let you know how many rows I did. So this is it. I made 5 rows in total. You can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm going to move on to the sides where we will have what will be crisscrossing the sides. So we're going to start single crocheting from down here all the way up, and then single crochet down all the way down, then come to the other side and single crochet. So I'm going to grab my yarn, and I already made a slip knot. Okay, let me make a slip knot again, and I reattach my yarn anyway and anyhow, like if I feel like making a slip knot or just pulling it through and just tying a knot first. Excuse my voice. So I'm going to be weaving this in as I go along. So yeah, grab it and pull through, chain one. Sometimes I feel it's not secure, that's why I decide to make a knot, but this feels secure. So into the first stitch you make a single crochet, and these are double crochets, so just like how we make single crochets over here at the next side, that's how you're going to make single crochets here. So into each space we make 2 single crochets. So go ahead and make single crochets all the way here, like this, like that. Then you go down, then you single crochet all the way here till you get to where you started from. I'm back and I'm down going all around with single crochets, and this is what it looks like. And I already went ahead and did the holes where I'll be passing in my strings for the sides, because we'll be crisscrossing the sides rather than joining the top. So this is it, and I'm going to do the same thing for this side. So go ahead and count till you get to the 23rd row, then you mark it, and you mark the same thing for the back. So you grab your yarn, it's the same thing I did for the other side. Okay, I'm not going to make a slip knot for joining it. So you grab your yarn and you attach your yarn, and I'm going to make a knot. So after you make a knot, insert your hook into the same space, pull through and chain one, and into the I've already chained one, so this is 1, 2 and 3. Then into the next 3 we are going to chain 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3. Then you count 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the first space you go in with a single crochet, then you single crochet 3 times like what you did at the beginning. So you are going to alternate between chain 3 and 3 stitches of single crochet. So after you make 3 single crochets, you chain 3 again, and into the 4th chain 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the first space, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going with a single crochet. Then the next 2 spaces, a single crochet. Then you repeat this till you get to the top. So you chain 3, so go ahead and make single crochets and chain 3 till you get to the side. Okay, I'll go to my mark place and I'm going to chain the last 3. Even though this is the mark place, I decided to add 1 more to it. So you can just end at the mark place. You single crochet 3 times. Chain 1. Turn your work. And into the single crochet you make a single crochet. And into the chain 3 you make 3 single crochets into the chain 3, and into the single crochets you make single crochets. So you repeat that till you get to the end. So then you chain 1 and you cut off your yarn. You pull through. This is what we have. And you do the same thing for this side. You reattach your yarn to this side and you do the same. So go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. So I'm done with my space, my whole space, and for the strings, all you have to do is chain a long chain. So I'll be chaining 200. So go ahead and chain 200. And after we chain the 200, we'll be going down with the single crochet. So I'm going to make a long chain, and I made 200. So I'll meet you when I have 200 chains. So I have my 200 chains and it's long right now, but once I go down with a single crochet, it becomes a little bit shorter. So just insert your hook, pull through and pull through all 2 loops. Insert your hook, pull through and pull through all 2 loops. So just go down with a single crochet. That's all we'll be doing. So go down all the way down with a single crochet. And I'll meet you when you're done. Make 2 of these. So yeah. Okay, so now I have 2 of these and then we'll fix them at the sides. So pick one side. And I'm going to skip the second hole. I have 8 spaces in total, so I'll be skipping one all the time because they're too close. I think I skipped one. So after I skipped the last one, there's a last space here, so go ahead and fix this. Go ahead and fix this for the other side and just tie it. And we have our top. And I forgot to weave in my ends, so I'll be weaving my ends right now. Totally forgot. Take a yarn needle. I weave until I feel it's secured and I just cut off my yarn. So I think this is fine. So go ahead and weave in your work all around. So I'll be doing that and I'll come back. So this is my top. I'm done weaving in the ends and this is what it looks like. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and hit your notification bell down below so that you'll be the first to be notified when I upload new videos. And if you have any comments, any suggestion, please leave it in the comment section down below. And do well to check my other videos. I have other tutorials that I believe will be helpful. So thank you again and I'll see you in the next video.